Absolutely not. So to tag on that, Persephone talked to you about the importance of words and making sure everybody has common definitions. And so I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into that and give a specific example of a few words that we're going to define. I want to talk to you about systems in general because that's a very important concept, very powerful concept, and if well understood by everybody, it enables conversations that you wouldn't be able to have otherwise, right? So Scott Page came up with the taxonomy of systems. He has simple, complicated, and complex systems. So the first one's simple. It's interactive and interconnected, right? So you can imagine you have an old school wristwatch, a wind-up wristwatch, and it's broken, right? You can take it apart. You can find the gear that's missing. You can replace that, and now the watch is working again, right? Root cause holds in this type of system. Complicated systems add to interconnectivity and interactiveness diversity, right? So if we continue on with that mountaineering analogy, now you've got a mountain range. And you can't just simply go up because you might end up on a shorter peak, right? You want to get to the tallest peak. Russell Acuff talks about systems a lot, and he made a pretty analogy he used a lot, got quite a bit of mileage out of. He said, imagine you take a car, you take all the cars that are available in the United States, and you want to make the one best car from all of those cars, right? So you ask which one has the best motor. Maybe Rolls-Royce has the best motor. Which one has the best fuel injection? Maybe Volkswagen. Which one has the best transmission? Maybe that's Mercedes-Benz, right? And so you get all these different parts in a warehouse and you pick the best of each. And then you take the best part of each and you try to put them together. Do you get the best automobile? Absolutely not. You don't even get an automobile, right? The reason why is because the parts don't fit. They've got to fit together in order for them to be a system. And so we put a little bit of emphasis on diversity, but we got to remember that as important as diversity is, we've got to have interactive and interconnected parts. We've got to have a system in the first place. If we just have a collection of parts or a heap or a pile, then you don't have a system. And so we got to pay attention, and once we get into the complicated side, we can't forget what we learned in the simple side. And then there's complex systems. And to interactivity and interconnectedness with diversity, now we add adaptivity, right? So we realized quickly that in the Wildland Fire Service, we're much closer to a complex system than the other systems. And so we realized that we've got to work on building better systems and support our employees better rather than trying to figure out who's at fault or who's to blame or who's the root cause, who was the single person that made all this happen, right?